Welcome to the 253rd episode of News Dump, where we run through the hottest topics in the Lewis County news scene and discuss. I'm local man Aaron VanTuyl, joined by Chronicle executive editor Eric Schwartz. We're joined in spirit by sponsors Summit Funding, Shayless Outfitters, and the Roof Doctor. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
You liar.
I'm so chipper. You don't even know. It's a wonderful day.
Yeah,
in paradise at Chronicle World Headquarters.
Things are good.
I heard a rumor that the new sign that we're going to have in front of the Chronicle, the big sign, is going to say the Chronicle, and then under that, in smaller words, World Headquarters, finally making official the unofficial term we've had for this place for a long time.
I thought you were going to say it's going to say the Chronicle and also News Dump.
That would be pretty funny, actually.
That would be.
Yeah, we should actually lobby for that. Get like a smaller sign, like in a strip mall. They always got like the anchor tenant, like, Winco, and we could be like the famous footwear that's like underneath that.
That's a great. Is there really a famous footwear going
I don't
over
think
there?
They have we're more of like a Payless shoes if we're looking at.
Yeah,
shoe.
if anything, we're like if Timo had a brick and mortar store.
Yeah. The off-brand Jordans that just are slightly askew in the logo.
The swoosh is upside down and backwards.
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah, all right. So the only preamble I've got is casket races occurred in Coda.
Yeah, this is the first year we didn't go out there at all. I mean, we sent a photographer out to get some photos and video, but we didn't have a team. They had a new sponsor this year, so the Chronicle was not needed for that role. And
wow.
Yeah, I think Owen Sexton, the reporter, he wanted to get a team together, couldn't find enough warm bodies interested in traveling to Coda on
who
the
was there?
weekend.
Derek Sanders.
Yeah, Derek Sanders. Wayne Fournier was also there.
Yeah, Sheriff Sanders will feature heavily in this episode, I fear.
Oh, good. Ty Mincer was also there. He's the commission chair, I think, up there. And then I saw George Sharp just testing out that new kidney. And he was actually racing this year, which was great to see. A couple years ago, he MCs the whole thing, and he was very, very sick, and he actually fell over during it. And it was very hard to see just because everybody knows George loves him. He's the one who puts all that together. But I think we should do a News Dump Person of the Year, like the Chronicle does a Person of the Year, by the way. It's something to think about as we come around to January.
We should, yeah. January 1st, we award our Person of the Year. But it's not the person for the last year. It's who we think is going to be the person for the next year. It's a predictive
Person of the Year. Or we pluck it straight from the headlines. Like, I thought last year's Person of the Year, I guess that would have been 2000. No, it was last year. Kayak Man, perfect Person of the Year.
Yeah, I agree.
We've been really good.
So that's the thing. Something I've been thinking of. Are you familiar with the singer Role Model?
No.
So he appeared on Saturday Night Live.
Is this like Wuthering Heights?
No.
Okay.
He was on Saturday Night Live a couple weeks ago, and for some reason it showed up on my feed. And he has a song called Sally, When the Wine Runs Out or something.
Okay.
And like the song's fine. He's fine, whatever. But every time he plays a song live, when they like hit the bridge of the song, he goes out to the middle of the stage and everybody's just like singing along in the background. He's like, "Where's my Sally at tonight?" And he brings out a different Sally with every live performance.
Okay.
So on Saturday Night Live, it was Charlie XCX just randomly came out and like started dancing with him. And I was like, well, this is weird. Who is this guy? Why is Charlie XCX dancing with him? And then because I watched that, all his other live performances, that part of him started showing up in my feed. Sally could be anybody.
Okay.
Like there was one a couple weeks, like a week later, he was playing in Minneapolis, and Natalie Portman comes out as Sally, and I was like, how is this guy doing this? And then Hillary Duff came out one time, Al Roker came out one time. Sally could be anybody. It's incredible.
Well, that's cool.
I'm spending way too much time thinking about who Sally could be in the next performance from Role Model, but it leads me to think, like, what if we had a Sally for the podcast? Like, we just bring in some, like, who would the Kayak Man would have been a great Sally.
Yeah, I guess.
Derek Sanders, I'm sure, could be a Sally.
I guess I'm not wrapping my full head around the Sally business.
It takes a lot of thought to really comprehend it.
All right.
Anyway, now that we've talked about our queen, Sally, the song is very relatable. It's about a guy that falls in love with a drunk, beautiful woman who he wants to wreck his life. Who could relate?
I see. Not me.
Definitely not.
Family man.
So anyway, news items. Local No Kings protest attracts hundreds in downtown Centralia. The demonstration was organized by local activist group Rural Lewis County Indivisibles and rooted in Lewis County. Organizers estimate the demonstration attracted more than 800 people over the course of the day, using a crowd counter app and a conventional hand count. There's an app that counts crowds.
That's going to come in handy for journalists. We could have used that like 5 years ago during the pandemic. Crowd sizes were real big back then.
This is the real news hook, because every time there's been an estimate of a crowd in a story, it's always just been like a reporter going, well, I held up my finger and it covered 10 people, so then I pushed it all over where I thought the crowd was, I came up with 1,200
We haven't had somebody do that. We did have somebody who was Googling specific numbers of people to see if it looked like her pictures.
Well,
it was a long time ago.
Was it Ridley?
No, I'm not going to say who it was. But yeah, maybe that's an accurate way of doing it. I don't know. I just know that strictly during the pandemic for the protests and stuff, the estimates were always so wildly off. The story would be like, well, there's 500 people there. And then the first comment would be, actually, there was 15,000 people there.
And then the next comment would be like, I only saw 10 people. Fake news.
Exactly.
Libtard. Anyway, yeah, the protest. Did you do any protesting?
No, we did cover it, though. We covered the Centralia one. It's the second one they've done. Technically the third, because there was one on July 4th, too. It just wasn't like a big No Kings protest, but it was similar vein.
Yeah.
As you might imagine, the streets were ripped up. There's blood everywhere. Burning trash.
I saw that. The National Guard's coming in any day.
Just joking. It was peaceful.
Yeah, the pictures are just like calm old people sitting, being like, hey, like, remember the Constitution.
Yeah. We did try to pull double duty because for a minute there on Saturday, it looked like the Republicans were going to do a freedom ride. You know what that is, Aaron?
Yeah, I'm aware.
Ride for freedom. You got to have a flag, too. Big flag. So we
How'd that go?
Well, we had Otto he went to the No Kings rally. Then we had him go to Bucota, take pictures out there, and then he left Bucota a little early to try to get to the Freedom Ride. Just we thought it'd be nice to shoot both things, but it didn't happen. Apparently, they ended up canceling it. That's what I was told, anyways.
Their king said no.
I don't know. It was very poor weather, Aaron.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It was terrible. It was a bad day.
Next item.
Hold on. We're already way past preambles, but I just want to mention the print quality. We have a new printer for the Chronicle.
It does look. You showed me, and I was going to be pandering and be like, "Oh yeah, it looks great." Yeah. It does actually. It looks really good.
If you listen, pick up a Tuesday edition just to look at how crisp the photos are. And we've got a brand new press, rotary press, up in Kent, I think, or Kent or Seattle.
Yeah.
This will be a turnoff to a lot of people, but it's the Seattle Times press, which is kind of known for the quality of the images and the printing. And so our first go at it was each of my photographers, I hate when people say that, our photographers, very, very happy to see their photos in the newspaper looking like the photos that they filed, that they wanted to be in the newspaper. We had a little bit of trouble with our last printer, so hopefully people appreciate it.
Yeah, well, we'll see if your photographers are still as happy after I crop the shit out of their next round of photos.
Well, shout out to Brian Watson. He was the one that got that deal done.
Yeah, it looks good. Speaking of Brian Watson, I perused
What is this segue?
No, I just want to throw something in. I perused the election pamphlet that comes out.
Yeah.
He was in that, and so I took a look at it this morning. I read the whole thing. I didn't read everything, but I flipped through every page cover to cover, and I've said it before, but if you can't be bothered to submit your shit for the election guide,
you've been on this for years, so you're not pandering just for Brian here.
No, Brian submitted his stuff. Stuff looked fine. Looked good.
I agree with you. I flipped through it wasn't that race, but I flipped through the state one, which just mostly has initiatives in it, and then looked through the Thurston County one. And it's a shocking number of people that can't be bothered to give you two sentences for why they should be elected. Yeah,
like even if you're an
incumbent. You paid the filing fee. Like, why wouldn't you...
Just send in here's my name. I want to do good work for the community.
Copy and paste your About Me from Facebook.
I know. I texted a friend in the auditor's office this morning, like, hey, the pamphlet, the people that put out the guide, bang up job. Love to see it.
Yeah.
Anybody that doesn't submit their shit can go to hell.
I like the longer the person that did submit their stuff in makes it all the more apparent that the other one didn't, because it stretches out the fields. So like you just get a bigger white void if you didn't, but your opponent did.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for the election to be over. For the elections. I'm excited for the elections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you are.
It sounds bad when I say it that way.
The election's what, November 4th?
Yeah.
5th?
Yeah. I've been guilty of so many microaggressions in the eyes of so many people. Every election season it gets like that. But just this one little thing that you did and you didn't give it much thought, and you're just like, you're in the can for my opponent.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, I don't care.
I just want this done.
I think that's the biggest misconception that the online everyman commenter has, is that I have a deep care for all of the subject matter, that I would have to stake out an opinion in order to publish anything about it.
Yeah. Well, you do.
It's a lot of white noise to me. It's a lot.
There's a reason you're in the office 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's because you're getting every single one of your feelings worked into the story.
Yeah, I do want to make sure that I punish everyone for their transgressions against me. That's for sure. And I also keep a list of everyone that says things negative, and then we accuse them of crimes later. That was one I got today. I had a letter that was all about immigration, and then it got to this part where the Chronicle slandered him because of his speaking out against the new owners, and I was like, huh. And then I was like, I'm going to search this guy's name. Turned out he had been arrested, charged, and convicted for rape in 2023, which was before the immigration push, I might add, and before the Trump administration. And he was trying to conflate the two, and it was just like, yes, that's what I did. I saw you comment about not liking Chad and Corley Taylor as the new owners, and then I was like, we need to get this guy charged with a major felony in Lewis County Superior Court ASAP. And it took me 2 years to do it.
Because you can just call Jonathan Meyer and be like, hey.
Oh, yes.
He would take your call.
Yeah, that's going unanswered probably. Anyways, rant over.
All right, next news item. Vanderstoop reflects on how Senator Slade Gordon saved the Mariners. Back in the 90s, they were going to sell the team, but Slade Gordon called Super Mario himself and said, how about some baseball?
That didn't happen.
And then Nintendo...
I guess it did.
Well, I couldn't do a Japanese accent.
Yeah,
that would be offensive.
It would be offensive.
And then Nintendo bought 51% of the team and kept it here. I would like to know, where was Slade in 2007 when the backstabbing liar Clay Bennett got his grubby mitts on our Sonics?
I don't think he was still in Congress then, was he?
Still alive then?
Yes, definitely still alive. He just passed away a couple years ago.
Well, he could have done something.
Yeah, and maybe he was. I don't know. I'm so used to, because he was a senator, and I'm used to Murray and Cantwell, it feels like, since I've been in Washington. But so it was a cool story. Jay Vanderstoop reached out and reminded me of this story, and the Mariners are, doing well at the time, and then it became a race against time because the reporter we assigned it to originally just didn't have time for it, so Dylan W. Wilhelm, our sports editor, took it over, but then we realized, this could all be over by Monday. So he literally filed it, I think, 4 hours before first pitch, and
good work.
We got it posted, and it's a good story and nice way of localizing it. And
yeah, it is.
Yeah. Too bad about the Mariners. It was a good run.
Yeah, they were fun. Hopefully they will be fun again next year. So next item, Port of Centralia agrees to mediation with Lewis County and the city of Centralia over moratorium. The port wants to do some, correct me if I'm wrong, I've only got 3 bullet points on this. The port wants to do some expanding, and the county wants to help them, and the city's like, not so fast, there's traffic.
Yeah, no, you're way off.
Okay.
I mean, I guess in a certain way, that's not it. I think the Port of Centralia is always probably prospecting and looking to sell its properties and looking to develop its properties.
Mm-hmm. And the wheeling and dealing.
Yeah, and I think the thought is a 6-month emergency moratorium really puts a damper on that. So they disagree with Centralia completely. And the county offered to do the mediation in it, to bring the two sides together and talk about it. And that's kind of where it's at. So it's good that they're talking and good they're doing it. I'm a bit of a cynic, so I see a government body put together a new mini bureaucracy or a little, a work group, a mediation group, and I just assume it's going to take them at least 6 months to come to an agreement, and then the moratorium will be over. But that's just the cynic in me. I don't know if that's actually how it'll go down. But
my other thought here was Kyle Markstrom. Does he have a foot in 2 camps?
He does, because he's a
port commissioner and works for the city, right?
He works for the city as the facilities manager, I believe.
Okay.
And then he's also an elected, one of 3 elected port commissioners.
Well, I hope he doesn't run into Emil Pearson at the water cooler, because in this story, he called him a dirty liar who is guilty of biting his thumb at Dee via email.
Is that what he said?
I was, paraphrasing here.
Yeah, it was a little spicy.
But I don't know what is going to happen here, but I hope they work it out amicably.
You're really worried about it because you want to build that 200,000 square foot distribution facility up there on the Watch.
Yeah, I really hope they put it just downriver from me, so the water flows back. Really looking forward to that.
Yeah. Well, they're going to develop that whole lane where the floodwater goes, so you have riverfront property potentially by the end of all this.
I already do.
I know, but the river will be in front.
Even more. I will have less riverfront property.
So much off to the side as it will be, on your doorstep.
Next item, Washington State GOP supports Lewis County school board candidates. Oh, thank God. Jim Walsh is endorsing school board members.
I knew you were going to have thoughts on this.
Maybe he can find some visual aid to make his picks more apparent, like a badge of sorts. You know, maybe not a red badge of courage, but maybe like a circle? No, even better, like something with points representing math, language, science, history, not the book kind, physical education, and obedience. A 6-pointed yellow star they can wear.
You're never going to let that go, and I don't blame you. Yeah. I thought you'd have some fresher criticism.
I assume the vetting process is you get abducted and thrown into an interrogation room, like you're like in a police station. And after you've been sitting there alone under a single overhead light bulb for 45 minutes, Jim Walsh comes storming in, slams both hands on the table, stares straight in your eyes, and growls the word trans. And if your reaction is, who gives a shit? Isn't this about allocating funding for things like extracurricular activities and making staff decisions? He starts crying and tells you to get out. But if you start convulsing and growling and clawing at the nearest warm body like one of the infected from 28 Days Later, baby, you get that yellow star.
I don't think that's how it's done. They did it a couple years ago, too. It was an off-year election thing. They pick a few races. I wouldn't say it's random, but it is like you kind of wonder how they settled because it's a very small number of races. And, we're a pretty conservative area. I think there's probably a lot of races where there's probably 2 conservative candidates. But, yeah, they made some in Lewis County. There wasn't picks in every county. For the other papers, I wasn't able to find any. So I don't think we have to go over who they were. If you're really interested in that, you can go to the story and read it. I know you are. And you didn't even click the link.
No,
you saw a picture of Jim Walsh. You were filled with rage, and you were like, I remember the star.
I immediately
the pandemic was weird, man. We all did some stuff we're not proud of.
Next item, Randall man accused of barraging county dispatch center with racist epithets and profane threats. Speaking of behaving like the infected from 28 Days Later, Jesus,
Did you have the same thought as me when you read this?
The voicemail I got?
Yeah.
No.
Are you sure? Because it says that he has a history of this. And
No, because that was like 15 years ago, and the guy was really old then, and this guy's only 51.
I have that voicemail able to queue up at any time.
You played it for somebody like last year.
I play it for people all the time.
People you don't even know. You're just like, hey, listen to this.
A guy calls in and just berates Aaron on the voicemail until runs out of time on the voicemail with... this podcast is pretty liberal in its use of the English language.
We would not repeat the things he said.
We are not allowed to run the things he said and the things he said you should do to yourself and others.
Question my ethnic origins, my sexual orientation, my social life.
I wish you could capture it because
you
could hear the paper rattling as he was going through and finding new ammo. And NASCAR? Where's the NASCAR?
He wanted NFL coverage, and it was preseason, and it was there. He just missed it.
Yeah, he called soccer the preferred sport of a certain segment of the population.
It was just rude.
Yeah, it really was.
Pete Castor has never been more offended.
Yeah, he has a history of similar behavior. I'd probably cut you off there. He called 911 over and over and over and over again and was saying horrible, horrible things, threatening to shoot people, threatening, you better watch out. When one of the deputies called the number used to make 911 threats, the man's phone allegedly rang. Deputies also requested a copy of one of the phone calls. When the recording was played aloud, the man put his head in his hands and apologized. But it wasn't until he heard the recording, which is kind of funny.
All right.
He was really holding out on the "it wasn't me." You don't think they record calls at 911 center, do you?
Next item, Thurston County warns of increase in unpermitted street vendors. Over the past year, there have been multiple unpermitted street vendors closed by health inspectors for operating unsafely and without valid food permits. Too many street food options. Oh no, my steak too juicy, my lobster too buttery. Street vending is allowed in Thurston County by applying for a mobile food unit permit and requesting a variance. They should have published a map with where all these places are. Because I kind of want to go try them now. I like to live dangerously, as you know.
I think they closed them down for the most part, was my reading of it. It was a news release, but I don't know. What about those hot dogs you were buying down there by Taco El Rey? Do you think they had a permit?
Yeah, because they were at the fairgrounds a week later.
Well, I know that Taco El Rey does. I didn't know if the hot dog operation was part of that or not.
Yeah, it was part of that.
Okay. I was really jealous I didn't get one of those hot dogs.
They were good.
I gotta say, if I'm walking around, downtown Olympia and I see a hot dog cart, or I don't know why we're just infatuated that they're all hot dogs here. There was other types of food. There was Mexican food. It was stuff like that. But we'll stick with the hot dogs. I'm not asking if they have a business permit. Like, I'm looking at that dog and deciding I'm going to have it.
I'd be offended if they did.
Exactly.
All right. Next item. 2 different directions. Napavine Fire Board Chairman addresses fire chief's firing and potential annexation. The annexation bid is like, maybe they'll be part of Chehalis. I don't know. That's not interesting. The interesting part, another fired fire chief?
Yeah, and this is a follow-up, and the meeting was about annexation, is why you kind of have to dig in the story to get to it.
So during the meeting, a resident questioned the timing of former District 5 Chief Jonathan Beck's contract termination. Beck was let go on October 9th. He was the 3rd fire chief fired by the commissioner since June of 2023. Commissioner Sam Patrick said there was some stuff I can't go into, and then he mentioned some things that came up that required conversations with legal counsel. He called the situation unfortunate. Look, if you've gone through 3 chiefs in less than 3 years, maybe the chiefs aren't the issue?
Yeah,
I'm just asking questions.
That was the general flavor of the comment. That and anyone who knew one of the fire commissioners saying, if you're not from Napavine, stay out, or like that kind of thing, which is fine. I mean, that's fair. You're not there. And also imploring, if you don't go to meetings, you shouldn't have a right to say that. I disagree strongly with that, though, because not everybody has. That's why we elect people, is because we don't want to go to all the meetings and run the fire department. But
it sounds like these guys want to run the fire department a little too much.
I'm not going to editorialize that personally, but that's an easy line to draw. And I think each of the 3 reached out to us to tell us that they were fired. There wasn't like an announcement or anything.
Yeah.
Greg Peterson will be coming back for his 3rd interim role there.
At this point, it kind of seems
just hire Greg.
It kind of seems like the commissioners are just like, when a girl's like playing hard to get and like running around with your buddies, just like trying to make you jealous. I feel like that's what they're doing with old Greg Peterson.
It's
he's going to notice this eventually.
I don't think so. No, I mean, but these guys, in some cases, moving across, not cross country necessarily, but moving here and thinking they're going to have this job for a long time, and I'd have serious questions if I lived in Napavine. Yeah, maybe go to those meetings and ask about it, because we're not getting a reason really for any of it. You can guess,
and it can't be cheap,
right? We wrote Jacob Farmer, the reporter, wrote the initial story after reaching out to Beck and after he emailed us. And we reached out to the commissioners for comment. We never heard back from anyone, which is kind of why we sent Jacob to the very next meeting we could to try to ask questions. I did chuckle. I just found this funny. One of the commissioners, who is perhaps quoted in the story, walked up to the reporter and was like, "Oh yeah, I reach out to you," and he was like, "How?" And he was like, "I was going to reach out to you." So they were friendly, though. I will say that. They were friendly for a contentious situation. Sometimes that's not always the case. But annexation was the big thing they were talking about, and that's Chehalis moving out into Fire 5 and 6, talking about working together as they're doing with those 2 districts. And there was a retired firefighter there, though, that said more sounded like to him, this is Goodwillie, who I think is related to one of the commissioners, that you don't have the money to cover those areas with your current fire department, and so you're trying to make sure that we're going to be able to cover them after you annex it and take all that tax money.
Giving them the old
I tried to think of a good comparison. Yeah, I don't know if that's the case, but there's that gentleman is quoted in the story as basically saying, let me just read it. Basically, what it's doing is providing coverage for the city of Chehalis because they can't cover that area they're annexing. They got one station that was supposedly been a temporary station. The city for the last 8-9 years keeps saying they're looking for property. They don't have the money to build a new station. They don't have the money to add 8 to 10 new firefighters to cover a station. So they're looking at these 2 districts to bail them out. That was his take, which was a hot take, but kind of brought things into focus for me where I wasn't really understanding the reasoning and whatnot for every little movement that all 3 of those districts are doing right now.
Okay. Anything else you want to hit? Stuff I missed at the end?
No, are you going to throw your hat in the ring for fire chief in Napavine?
Yeah, why not?
You got the mustache going. It's like a firefighter thing, right?
Yeah, why not? No, I did read some of the 2 candidates, or at least one of them's statement in the thing today. He was a big Doge fan, and I was like, well, I don't know how that's going to work out there, but sure.
Fair enough.
We're just going to fire 25% of the firefighters and 100% of the chiefs.
What happened to Doge? You don't hear about Doge anymore.
Yeah, weird.
Mission accomplished? I don't know. I'm asking as a legit question. I'm not probing.
You know what?
It was all I was reading about for a minute.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a break.
Hi, this is Jeff and Julie from Fairway Lanes.
Jeff and I met JSIC of Summit Funding at our bowling center, so when we fell in love with this community and it was time to relocate, we knew we would be calling Summit Funding.
They understand that everyone has a unique situation when buying a home.
He had already helped 2 of our employees get into their own homes. The Summit Funding team exceeded our expectations. It was a seamless experience with great communication from his whole team.
Thank you to Summit Funding for making our buying experience special and memorable.
All right, we're back. It's time for segments, and first up is Tales from the Takes page. I haven't looked at the opinion page.
You didn't look at anything?
I threw some shit on there. We got a People's Champion and Sirens Banger of the Week.
We got a really interesting letter today that I went ahead and expedited. A lot of times we'll wait till they go in press and then go. But this one, Gold Star son of Robert Dowling, laments injustice by JBLM. And it was a letter to the editor by Bobby Dowling, who is... as the headline indicates, the son of Robert Dowling, who died during the Vietnam War, I believe. If I'm misspeaking, it's Cree, I'm sorry. But they had a burial plot next to him for his mother, and the JBLM gave it to somebody else, basically.
Oh.
They've been fighting for years. Credit where credit's due. The News Tribune has been following this really closely and doing a really good job on this story from the JBLM angle, and he was just writing about that. We had some historical photos from his father's funeral and also of when he was leaving to go to Vietnam with his 4 children. It's a very emotional thing, but the letter just seemed like it needed to get out there. So we got that up. That's good. Lots of political letters. Leading candidate. I always like to see who's getting the most letters. Pickard. Pickard is the number 1 letters candidate currently. Allie Pickard for Port. Got a lot of those. We got a Ray Chapman Wilson letter. I know you're a Ray Chapman Wilson guy.
I like his vibe.
Yeah, you like his vibe.
I like that didn't he tell you to go to hell or something?
No.
My man.
No, never. No, I don't know where you would have gotten that. I talked to him for the first time at the chamber debates. He was a really nice guy. He was fun to talk to. Centray High School kids still writing letters to the editor. This latest is Homelessness Becoming a Crime. It's a good letter. I thought the letters from the high school kids have been fantastic. As far as you can tell it's an assignment.
Yeah.
So they run the gamut from all sorts of different topics, but I enjoy getting them, and a lot of times they require a lot of editing, but these kids know their English and grammar. They're doing well.
How would you rate them compared with the typical letter to the editor you get?
Better. The ones this year, the ones I get are better than the typical. The letters require a lot of editing sometimes. They really do. John Braun commentary, which I know you like. Kids can't learn when they're not in school. Aaron.
I mean, wow. 2021 called it once it's the letter back. Braun.
I wouldn't have to take care of your son if you could.
Yes, it's true.
It's okay. My children ate food from your garden last night. So
he texted me and he was coming over, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. Is the internet in? And he's like, ooh. Looks like it's going to be a work from home day for me. And I'm just thinking, what a privilege to be 16 years old and have a job you can work from home on.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. He does a great job, though. We're talking about our intern, Ty. Mm-hmm. Brian Haywood responded directly. This is the Let's Go Washington initiative backer. I was surprised to see this roll in, but it was in response to Zach Eckstein's column, which I'd describe as kind of a takedown of Brian, right?
Sure.
At least not a takedown, but, speaking out about the initiatives and his financial backing of them. I love community conversations on our opinion pages, so I was happy to see Haywood write in as well. Let's see what else we got here. Just a lot of letters. We have not had a newspaper without 2 opinion pages in a while because the letters just keep pouring in for any manner of different things.
All right.
That's really it.
I don't have anything for history should repeat itself. I couldn't find the thing.
You couldn't find the history?
You know what? I just didn't see it. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, fine.
This day in history, 50 years ago, the roof doctor was established.
Here we go. No, hold on. In the 1935 edition of the Chronicle featured a story about a Tenino resident, Selbert Deisberg's saxophone being stolen on the same night another Tenino resident had their car stolen. Slow
Did you think they were connected?
I don't know. Winlock Post Office clerk Ray Nelms, known as Uncle Ray to Winlock Post Office patrons, was being honored as he prepared to retire after a 38-year career in 1965. And in 1977, it was reported that 7 Lewis County residents, 6 from the Twin Cities and 1 from Napavine, had been arrested in a drug raid where, along with drugs, stolen county signs were also recovered.
What kind of drugs were they on?
It just said drugs here.
It was marijuana,
I'm sure they got into it. Yeah, you could probably just assume that it was. Lewis County commissioners in 1935 accepted the new Rock Creek Tuberculosis Sanatorium west of PL in McCormick.
Oh, yeah.
Is that an existing building out there?
Right. Yeah, it is. I kind of know where it's at. I always thought it was like a quarantine house, so the sanatorium, that makes more sense.
1945, in a story that has nothing to do with current times, Lewis County Health Officer George Park stated the county had an ongoing polio epidemic. Oh, no ongoing polio epidemic after rumor of an outbreak. There had been 4 cases, and they were all under treatment at the time.
And another thing, we don't have a polio epidemic.
1955, 500-pound safe was stolen from Talbot Grocery in Salcombe. It was recovered with all the money gone out of it. Accidental shoot. Okay, anyways.
Speaking of thefts, where are you at on this Louvre heist?
It's straight out of the movies, right?
I heard they escaped on a Vespa.
Yeah, it was a motorbike, involved a ladder that came out of the back of a van, brazen, 9:30 in the morning, took them 10 minutes to get in and out.
Yeah.
They got Napoleon's jewels. Like, this is a movie, man. Like, seriously.
I got to be honest. Kind of rooting for the thieves.
I'm not rooting for the thieves, but I don't know how you can't be impressed if you're like even a remote enjoyer of Hollywood heist films.
What do you do with those
That's
jewels?
my question.
You can't fence those. They're one of a kind.
Yeah, and it seems like there would be easier stuff to get if you were gonna, break them down for their valuable jewels or whatever.
It seems like the kind of thing that like a rich person would just do for funsies. You know what? I have some advice for the world's billionaires. Get into some shit like this.
Oh, you want some heists?
Yeah. Do some heists. You're doing too much. Just fucking chill out.
Well.
Anyway.
Oh man,
Stop trying to influence elections.
This one looks
overthrow
fun. This will be the last one. In 1975, the Chronicle featured a story about, quote, the man identified as the leader of a Jesus Christ outer space cult being released from St. Louis County, Missouri after having served in time for auto theft. Marshall Herf Applewhite of Brownsville as one of the 2 who told their followers to forget everything and prepare to leave Earth on a spaceship to meet their savior. Well.
Did he steal the car?
Here we go. While Nettles I was going to say this sounds familiar. While Nettles passed away from cancer in both 1985, both she and Applewhite founded the infamous Heaven's Gate cult, so they kept that going.
Oh, wow. Good, yeah. I guess.
Ended in 1997 with 39 cult members, including Applewhite committing ritual suicide. Mm-hmm. And on that bright note, get back to your roof doctor pick.
Is your roof under the weather? The roof doctor, Jayless, awaits your house call. Give him a call at 360-736-0246 or check out theroofdoctor.com to learn all about what the roof doctor can do for you and your roof. People's Champion of the Week. I've got the Vader Eagle Scout who crafted a mural displaying South Louis County's community history.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's the daughter of the mayor down there. What's her name? Celestine? I can't remember her name off the top of my head. But yeah, it looks really good.
Shay.
I appreciated that Owen went there at night, probably after the council meeting, took pictures, but it looks really good. It's still in progress, but reflects the history of Vader, Little Falls, if you will.
Whoa. This appears to be a girl doing a scout project.
Yes, an Eagle Scout project.
As an Eagle Scout, I am offended.
You're offended, huh?
Horning in on my rights as a former boy. No, this is great. Good for her.
What was your Eagle Scout project again?
I put the brick and cement kind of platform around the reader board at the Shayless United Methodist Church. It's still there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's not too bad.
Yeah, it was
Did
cool.
the paper feature you?
No, probably not. I don't know. I got my picture in the paper for being an Eagle Scout, but not the project.
I love Eagle Scout project stories. I wish we had a relationship with the Scouts to just get every one of those, but we hear about them, we'll do them.
Yeah. All right. Sirens Banger of the Week.
You got one?
Welcome to the fucking show.
What do you got?
Career criminal arrested by sheriff's deputies after multiple pursuits across Lewis, Thurston counties. This is Trevor Todd from Tenino, which sounds like a made-up name. Mm-hmm. He was cruising around in his Audi. The cops ran his license plate. Turns out he was wanted for passing counterfeit bills in Chehalis earlier this year, so the Centralia cops chased him. But he went up Harrison, going 80 miles an hour, and they ended the pursuit. But they let Derek Sanders know, and you know what? You might as well have fired up the goddamn bat signal.
Boy, you are in for a show tonight, son.
That's not bad.
One of his deputies saw the car headed towards Tenino, but Trevor Todd did a U-turn, so they set up spike strips and got his tires, but he kept going. But then a wheel fell off, and he was like, all right, that's enough. I surrendered. So they found him with a whole bunch of fake money and a whole bunch of fake IDs. He had multiple warrants, quote, up and down the I-5 corridor, including for third-degree theft, first-degree theft, forgery, multiple vehicle theft, and identity theft. This guy strikes me as someone who's totally going to try to break out of jail. And you know what? I kind of hope he tries it.
I feel like
maybe gets out just for a minute.
I feel like there's going to be some recidivism here.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he is a career criminal.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't get to use that in a headline very often.
No, but yeah, you know what? I just like he's too fast for us. And they're like, hey, this guy's getting away. And Sanders is like,
well.
That's what you think.
Well. That's good.
Running away straight into my clutches. Chehalis Outfitters?
Yeah, Chehalis Outfitters. They got a big sale going on right now. It's the fall hunting sale. It goes October 16th through November 5th. So you got plenty of time left on the sale. All in stock camo and hunter orange. That's men's, women's, and children's. 40% off. It's a good deal. Go get yourself a new fit and then send us a picture of it all bloodied with your latest deer.
Man, those bloody animal pictures are going to show up so well in your new print job.
Oh, man, they really are.
That blood's just going to pop off the page.
$150 off. A couple light non-threaded rifles. I'm exposing myself as a non-gun owner here. You get a really nice buck knife. You can save $15, $49.95. Also got 15% off of all in-stock optics. Thinking of your scopes, your binos. Yeah, let's see what page 2 has. Oh, and it's clam season. A whole slate of clam digs start this week. At least the next round of approved ones. So you can get an all SMI aluminum clam gun for $79.95, or if you really want to get those clams, you get the stainless steel hybrid clam gun.
Oh, hell yeah.
$150. That's a savings of $30. Or if you're a real man, you get a clam shovel for $34.95. That's $10 off.
I mean, you know, the shovel's just like performative.
I've never dug clams, so I had no right to say what I just said.
Yeah, the shovel is like, it's if you want to go out and look like you're digging clams. But if you want to dig clams, you could just
I've heard like the real pros are great with the shovel, just flipping them out of there.
I mean, the real pros are great with a clam gun, just pulling them out of there.
The real are using their claws, their hands. They're digging.
Just diving in their face first.
Yeah, just punching into the sand.
Yeah.
1 foot deep, pulling it out whole.
Right.
Anyways, that is
1757 North National Avenue in Chehalis. And don't forget, you and I announcing that thing.
Oh, no, they also have a workwear sale going on now, too. They've got a mailer out for that, all their clothes, which coincides with the upcoming fashion show that we will be hosting or
that's right,
announcing, yeah, or whatever. But yeah, they've got lots of Lewis County man workwear available there. Dual sales. How do they stay in business? That's the question.
It's incredible. You know, the deals are too hot.
There's always sale, and now they got overlapping sales? Jeez.
Yeah. I regret to inform you that I have no Facebook comments of the week.
That does not bother me one little bit.
What have I missed from the newspaper?
I don't know. The big story we put up today, we have a meeting and discussion over the Thurston County Sheriff's Office's proposed aviation program.
Oh, Thurston County?
Yeah. That's a nice way of saying Derek Sanders got his helicopter. The helicopter has been purchased, and they got a screaming deal on it, too. How much do you think that they offered to sell the helicopter for?
I mean, most helicopters. I've never seen a helicopter go for anything less than $15,000.
It was $10,000.
What a deal!
Yeah, $10,000. And they said it's equipped with about $250,000 worth of equipment.
Oh wow! So it comes loaded with like bullets and
they've got pilots that are willing to fly it. And he did his usual. I don't want to denigrate by saying spiel, but he gave a spiel on why they could use a helicopter and why it would be much better than driving to things and chasing things, presumably.
Do you think Sanders just went to the airport like in full uniform and was like, I need a wheelman for that? Pointed at the helicopter, and all the pilots hanging around the pilot's lounge are like, sir, you have my aviators or whatever they say.
Yeah. Yeah, there's lots of other stuff too, but I think we hit most of it.
All right. Anything else in the next edition you want to talk about, the Thursday paper?
No, I don't think so. Just a lot of, on cue, the intern's just dumping in briefs now. That's just nice to see. We're going to let you know about WSDO2 winter preparations and Adna Grange's upcoming potato bake.
Oh.
A couple of hot stories for you. We have lots of other stuff, too. It'll be a good paper.
All right. In closing, we're sponsored by Summit Funding, Shayless Outfitters, and The Roof Doctor. Leave us a review and rating on Apple Podcasts if you want, or send us an email at chroniclenewsdump@gmail.com.